This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and Talkspace, the leading virtual therapy provider, is telling everyone, let's face it in therapy. By talking or texting with a supportive, licensed therapist at Talkspace, you can face whatever is holding you back, whether it's mental health symptoms, relationship drama, past trauma, bad habits, or another challenge that you need support to work through. It's easy to sign up. Just go to Talkspace.com and you'll be paired with a provider, typically within 48 hours. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule. Plus, Talkspace is in-network with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. Make your mental health a priority and start today. If you're not covered by insurance, get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80. That's SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com and enter promo code SPACE80.
Wolves.
Carboni's Pizza wants to fuel your playoff party. Visit one of their 30-plus locations to enjoy delicious pizza and get ready for the playoff run. Find your nearest Carboni's today at carbonispizza.com. The Power Hour's live, KFAN.com/watch.
Yummy. That sounds good. Thank you, Zacho. That's right. KFAN.com/watch. Hi.
Yeah, we've been live for a while, right? We had Brian Osimo on about 40 minutes ago. Ryan Jeffers 10 minutes ago.
Man, what a show
couple
today.
Of good dudes.
Yeah, man.
We're Wintersville. Parker's in there.
Parker's
Ben's up there.
here.
Tommy was here.
Rosie's guys leading the PJ Championship.
Which one?
Ryan Fox.
Oh, man.
My cousin.
I almost took that dude.
The former coach of the Charlotte
Rosie told me that
Panthers?
was the pick.
Yeah. Wow.
What about the Panthers?
Wasn't John Fox the head coach of the Carolina Panthers?
He was.
Yeah, thank you.
Good call.
You are
Nice,
correct.
wow. Sir.
Thank you.
Good pull.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
All right, look, there's a lot of sports going on.
All right, let's get to him.
Let's talk to Parker about all of it.
He's all fired up over there, man. He can't
fired
stop.
up.
He's just so fired up. Here we go.
It's time for Fan 5 on the Power Trip, presented by Builders and Remodelers.
Thank you,
Builders and Remodelers.
And
Thank
by the
you.
way, that was Tight Whips, local band, Power Trip Moon Show.
Tight Whips.
Yeah, cool name.
The Timberwolves won 121-110 over the Warriors.
Yes.
They win
Yes.
yet again 4-1. They did that against the Lakers. They won 4 straight against the Golden State Warriors to close them out last night at Target Center. Their first home series clinching win in 21 years.
Wow.
The Wolves set a postseason franchise record with 36 assists. Ant had his postseason career high with 12. Julius Randle, 29. And we mentioned it, almost 3 hours ago. He's the number one reason they're 8-2 in the postseason.
100%.
And Ant is Ant, but Randall's consistency and professionalism and physicality, calm. He's the number one reason. Ant's been awesome at times, but Julius has been consistent, Parker.
Yeah, he has. He's clearly shown his kind of veteran leadership, and it's trickled down to this whole team. I think bringing a guy like Dante DiVincenzo with him as well has been awesome, just as for these younger guys to kind of see what it takes to win a playoff series. Like, it's never going to go the way you expect. And Chris Finch talked about that post game is you never know somebody's going to get hurt, i.e. Steph Curry on your own roster. You have to find ways to close out games when you need to close them out so you don't give teams opportunities. And like you said, I think the assist thing was the biggest thing last night. 36 assists. That's unbelievable. Ant Edwards, he didn't need to be the prolific scorer that he was. He had 12 assists. He really led this team in a way that he really hasn't done. So I think that shows growth and maturity. This is a spooky team when everybody's connected like this and the way that Anthony Edwards is playing. And he didn't need to overexert energy. You know, we got time to rest. Like, I love the way things are aligning. And yeah, it's going to be a tough next series, but we got an opportunity to kind of dial in on some scout and get some rest. And it's going to be an exciting Western Conference Finals.
You know, I know it's a lot easier said than done because it does come down to matchups, especially since we don't really know which team we're going to play in the Western Conference Finals. We obviously both know these teams very well, but my point is, if we could just have the mentality that we do have a good bench, that's all we talked about this last two series. Like, we've got the deeper bench, we've got the more talented bench. We've got guys on our bench that'd be on the starting 5 for Golden State. So just rely on the fact that we have a lot of good players that can start and be on the bench. Ant doesn't have to be the guy all the time. Just because he's the face of the franchise doesn't mean that he has to take on these unnecessary one-on-ones, try to dribble past her, or try to force all this stuff. If he can just kind of take, more of just like a pilot's seat and say, look, I'm going to run this ship and kind of be the point guard a little bit. I'm going to facilitate. I'm going to draw the double teams. And then hopefully every game he has double-digit assists.
Two things can be true, though, right? Because everything Ben just said is correct, Parker.
Yes.
But I do think that for them to win the title, Ant's going to have to go superhero mode multiple times, right? That he has to be so much better than whoever is guarding him. That stretch where he had like 16 points in the third or 28 points and a half in the Western Conference Finals and potentially NBA Finals, we're going to have 2 or 3 games, a series like that out of Ant.
You are, but the encouraging thing for me is to see Ant kind of let the game come to him in a way. Like Ben said, he was seeing so many double teams in that Warriors game. Like Steve Kerr was throwing these double teams at him, and instead of just dribbling through them and trying to make this heroic play, like he was just making the easy play. It's something that LeBron James has done throughout his career that he's kind of gotten like hate for, is making the extra pass and instead of taking over. Like, I think that shows growth and development in your game. But you're right. At the end of the day, when you get in those NBA finals and the lights are the brightest, you need your stars to come out. But I think Anthony Edwards is becoming really made for that moment. And I think last year he showed that he's ready. He's there. Now he's just got to take that next step. And I think he's ready for that step.
Well, and you mentioned quality over quantity as well, right?
Yes.
The 8 guys that the Wolves run off onto the court are all capable of being starters for a lot of NBA teams.
Totally.
So sure, Golden State runs like 50 guys off the bench. How many of those guys do you want playing actual minutes? Like maybe 1, right? And it's Kuminga.
Yeah, 100%.
The rest of them, it's like, oh, cool. You run Guy Santos. Who the hell is Guy or Guy Santos?
Who is that
Quentin Post.
Who?
Right, like. Lacrosse mustache guy,
That's
like
Spencer, baby.
they all
That's
are,
a weird name.
Exactly. They're all cute for like 4 minutes, and it's like, all right, great. Your bench is 15 people deep, but again, they're not. It's like false depth,
Well,
right?
that's
We
correct.
have real depth.
Exactly. And that's a team that's searching, right? Like anytime you see them doing different things and mixing things up, you're like searching and hoping that something works. We have a specific plan that we've stuck to throughout the whole season. And in the postseason, your bench and your depth gets a little tighter and you go from maybe playing 9-10 guys to playing 7-8 guys, but we haven't deviated from our plan. Like Chris Finch, I think he's a mastermind in what he's done over these couple years being here in Minnesota. I got to give Tim Conley credit as well, bringing the right guys in. They've found what they want to do and they've stuck to that plan almost in a stubborn way. But if you do that and you do it over time and you truly believe that it's going to work, it has worked, and now they're in a position where you have an opportunity to go back to the Western Conference Finals and do it the way you want to do it. I think if you're dictating the pace, if you're dictating the play, good things are eventually going to come your way if you have the guys that are able to, win basketball
One
games.
of my sneaky favorite things from last night's game was, 3, 4, 5 minutes left. And they fouled Rudy, and even the TNT broadcast was like, well, it might be Hack or Rudy time, right? Like maybe Golden State's going to get desperate and just try to... And Chris Finch is like, why don't you go sit on the bench?
Yeah, correct. Immediately.
Before he even had to shoot free throws because the Wolves weren't even in the bonus yet. Chris is like, take a seat. We're not even going to get to the point where your free throws are going to matter. And he's been shooting free throws abnormally well for Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, he has.
Way ahead of his normal curve. So props to Rudy for getting better and not shooting us out of games, but just take a seat. Yeah. But that is the best thing about when Rudy's not working offensively is we can run Naz Reid out there who's got the size and has all the offensive ability. Because Rudy has been great defensively for most of the playoffs. Man, he's had some really frustrating offensive games. Last night was not one of them. Last night is exactly what every Wolves fan wants out of Rudy. Never run a play for him.
Yeah.
Never run the offense through him. When the ball's getting swung around, don't ever pass it to Rudy. Just wait for Nikhil or Dante or Conley or somebody to drive or Ant and just lob it up to him.
It should be
That's
lobs
it.
and offensive rebounds, period.
And that's it.
That's
correct.
it.
Never run a play for Rudy. Never.
One of the hardest things in the NBA is when you don't have, center depth, when you you got to go to your bench and the guy can't stack up against the starter. And I think if you look across the boards of teams that are still playing, you got a Jokic who's going to play, 48 minutes. In Oklahoma City, you have, Chet Holmgren, but you also have Isaiah Hartenstein, so you have depth. Like you said, we have Naz Reid. If it's not going for Rudy and things aren't going well, Naz is a guy that can come in and he shoots the three ball extremely well. The opportunity to stretch the floor and just change the way that defenses have to guard your center. I think that's such a key piece for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Something you and I were talking about during the break as well. Props to Chris Finch last night for understanding that even though it was a double-digit game, and it was, unless an absolute miracle took place, it was over. Julius Randle, 43 minutes. Jaden McDaniels, 41 minutes. Ant, 41 minutes. He was like, we are closing this out. We're taking no chances.
Nope.
The starters are going to play until the final buzzer. This is over. Let's not let them breathe. So, now they get extra rest. They can play an extra 5 minutes and make sure this game is over.
Yep.
And then they can rest until the next series. So, props to Chris. That's the absolute right play. If one of them gets hurt, everybody's throwing a huge fit. But I still think it's the right thing because there were a couple of times they would hit, Golden State would hit a three, and just for a second you're like, I think it's over.
Yeah.
Well, the energy in the building last night, man.
Over.
Yeah, you're right. I think they were up 25 at one point. The energy was super high, but then it just kind of started to lull over, and it seemed like, hey, we're just going to cruise to this 25-point win. But next thing you know, it was a 9-point game, and Chris Finch is calling a timeout and making sure Anthony Edwards is back in the game. So it's
the right call.
You know how it goes in the NBA. These guys can shoot it from anywhere, and you can get hot, and it's a streaky league. So you have to make sure. And I think last night was such a pivotal game too. You don't want to go back to San Francisco. No. You don't want to give the opportunity of Steph Curry playing in a basketball game against you.
In 3 days.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So now you get to close it out. You get to watch this one tonight and figure out who we're going to play. Hopefully it goes to 7. Hopefully this, Denver's able to even the series at 3. But it's going to be exciting to see who we're going to play.
Well, to that point, and I'll just kind of piggyback on what you guys are saying, that, we see this and we talk about this, I think, in a lot of sports, specifically when we look at some of the Vikings stuff and NFL stuff, we're like, hey, man, when you have an opportunity to step on this team's neck, just put them out of their misery. Yeah. And that's the message that Finch sent to the Warriors and actually to the whole league, or at least the rest of the league that are still participating, that, we have the dog mentality on our team and our coaching staff just to end it.
Yes.
Don't give them a breath. Don't just take them into deep water, all those things, and just end the series. Like you said, put a little bit more mileage on their legs just to close this thing out. Take that risk of injury. Who cares? Let's just close it out, and hopefully, there's a game 7 between Oklahoma City and Denver, and then we get extra days rest. So the strategy worked. I love the bravado of just saying, we're the better team. We're going to show it. We're not going to give you guys any life. Love the energy in the first half, and we made basically every shot count. We were on fire.
Yeah, it's easy to get complacent too. You've probably seen that throughout your career.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. And sometimes you need a coach or a player personnel coach to kind of kick you in the butt and be like, "Hey man, go out and finish this thing." Mm-hmm. So I'm proud of the way the Timberwolves did that, and I think it sets them really up nicely for the Western Conference Finals.
Do you remember not even 6 months ago, or about 6 months ago, we were talking about I wonder what we can get for Randall at the trade deadline.
Man,
we can trade him. Now think now the opposite is the case.
Yeah.
He has a player option. So now it's
what can we do to keep him?
Right, how are we going to keep him?
Exactly.
Because you're going to have to pay him a ton of money. He's going to be, he's 31-ish, 30 or 31?
Yeah.
What do you do?
You're going to keep him.
Back up the truck, baby.
He's been
back up the Brinks truck.
He's been
to Julius
so pivotal.
Randle.
He's been so pivotal to what this Timberwolves team is becoming. Just the grittiness, the toughness. He embodies everything that Chris Finch wants the Timberwolves to be, and he's doing it in Skechers, which is the best part about it, man.
Yeah, man.
He's got Skechers on the
Join
feet.
the club. Yeah. Here's Randall on what he learned from being injured earlier this season.
Even though I wasn't playing, just being engaged, cheering for the guys, encouraging, being able to use my voice in a way that maybe I haven't been comfortable in the past with. I just try to lead by example. So I felt even though I wasn't playing, I was still with the team. And after I came back, just my mindset was how can I help this team win? And it was just as simple as that.
It's awesome.
Love it. Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, you can you can tell he's just clearly about winning.
Yeah.
And when you put your ego aside and you really have a group of 15, 16 guys that just want to win, I think that's what this Timberwolves team is kind of showing. And I think that hopefully is going to show through in the Western Conference Finals.
All right, last Wolves question, then we'll come back. We'll talk about your gal Taylor and the Frost for a second before we do headlines. But Sauce, your favorite station, ESPN. Couldn't agree with them more right now. They're talking about the Wolves and Warriors, and the headline at the bottom is, what happened to playoff Jimmy? It's a great question, Parker, because whether it's true or not, perception is reality. It looked like for most of this series, Jimmy was mailing it in. What the hell is your take on Butler?
Well, I want to give Jaden McDaniels a lot of credit defensively, along with Nickeil Alexander-Walker and some of these guys that were matched up on him. But I think you're right. And I think when an injury happens to your team, to your leader, you have to find ways for guys to step up. And the Warriors didn't have enough talent. And they didn't have enough depth for guys to step up. And you put all that pressure.
They have Guy Santos.
You don't like Guy?
Is that a sandwich at Rosie's restaurant?
Guy Santos.
You don't like Guy, man? It's tough, man.
Yeah, Guy Santos.
What hot Guy Santos coming up?
The Guy Santos.
Oh, man.
Oh,
so good.
Well, it's not, as he gives you the menu. You know who also had a really, really bad series and was disappointing is Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Non-factor at all.
He's never really been an offensive factor. He's been usually able to kind of just benefit off of some of the double teams that Steph Curry sees.
The guy's still telling you about the Guy Santo.
He can't hear us. He doesn't have headphones on. It's okay.
But some of the offensive struggles from Anthony Edwards, I think you have to give Gary Payton II a little bit of credit. He is a world-class defender. His dad was one of the best defenders in the world.
Was one of the best for sure.
So it's in his blood for sure. So I think you got to give him some credit. But no, we didn't see a great playoff Jimmy. I think there was a stat where he was shooting like less than 15% when he was guarded by Ant, Julius, or Jaden. So you got to give our defensive strategy a lot of credit there as well.
God, it's almost like you know what you're talking about, man.
You're very good at
You're good at this.
Look at you.
All right. We'll talk about the Frost in a second. Ben Lieber's got about 15 minutes with us. We'll do headlines. More of the Power Trip Morning Show after this on The Fan.
This is The Level Set. The song is Formula. Local music, Power Trip Morning Show. If you want yours played on the radio, send it to me, hockey@KFAN.com.
The Fan. Farm Aid 40 is coming to Minneapolis. Join Willie Nelson, Neil Young, Dave Matthews, and more Saturday, September 20th at Huntington Bank Stadium. Celebrate 40 years of music, food, and family farming. Enter for your chance to win a pair of tickets now on our contest page at KFAN.com, keyword contests.
Thank you, Zecco. He's so right. There's so much to talk about. Of course, the Timberwolves move on to the Western Conference Finals. Take some
Again.
time off. It's going to be great.
That's all they do.
Yeah, it's all we do is win.
Just the Final Four. No big deal.
And we're heading towards August already. It was the schedule was announced for your Vikings yesterday. Again, opening game preseason, August 9th. Houston, U.S. Bank Stadium. That is a Saturday.
We're going, right, Hawk?
Of course, Avi.
Yeah.
Avi. And then you got New England Patriots again at U.S. Bank Stadium. That's Saturday, August 16th. First away preseason game.
Yes.
Friday, August 22nd in Nashville, Tennessee.
Ooh.
A 7 o'clock at night game, Ben. And by the way, that's a CBS game, so it's not a simulcast game. That's just a regular radio broadcast game.
Are you like a huge Nashville guy?
We like it.
I mean, I like it.
We like it.
I think any opportunity to go there for free with a night game to where you can rehydrate during the day.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I'm
Sleep
in.
rehydrate.
I think I'm going to do it differently this year, though. I don't know if I'm going to go.
Pantsless?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to wear pants.
Tuxedo
Okay,
thong?
I knew it. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be a long, like Winnie the Pooh shirt.
No, Tommy just canceled his trip.
Yeah.
Tommy will be there.
I think I might go off Broadway.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to check out
I got some
other
spots
places.
for you, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll go hang out if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that. You show me around like some of the off Broadway stuff.
Okay, good. I'll do that. And then you show me around Chicago because the first regular season game on the road, Monday Night Football at Chicago. That is September the 8th.
Ben Johnson's head coaching debut against the Minnesota Vikings.
It's a perfect time to get after him, you know?
Yeah, you think it's better to have them now early in the season than
I think the most optimal time would be week 2.
yeah.
You know, because they're going to be preparing for. I mean, they're going to have a lot of time to prepare for us and get it right. I think week 2 with a brand new head coach and a brand new offense and a brand new team, I think that would be ideal. But it's still going to be good because you never,
It's always good.
yeah, they don't really know who they are either.
Bennett,
And we're gonna be good.
what week of the NFL season will be the week that J.J. McCarthy takes over the DraftKings favorite for NFL MVP?
God, great question.
Thank you.
Let me pull up the
By
schedule
the bye
again.
week, like, do you think the London game will be the week that it's
I think after the second preseason game.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be after. I think it's going to be after the Ravens game, early November, when he's just doing it all.
And he outruns Lamar in terms of rushing yards.
He outperforms Lamar.
100%.
And he actually makes more tackles than most of the defensive linemen in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's going to be talking about Travis Hunter playing both ways, but you watch for McCarthy play defensive line for us.
Is that really happening?
If J.J. McCarthy plays both ways, I know one guy that only needs 2 wishes.
And is applying for season tickets.
Oh, God. That was great.
Yeah.
It's a tough schedule, though, man.
It is. On paper, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. But we said the same thing last year. I thought they'd start 0-5.
That's true. But I think some of these tough teams, you get them at home. Like you get the Eagles at home, you get the Ravens at home, you get the Commanders at home. I think the place is going to be packed. You got to be excited about some of these talents, especially at the quarterback position coming in, like a Jaden Daniels and a Lamar Jackson coming to U.S. Bank.
And we kind of have 2 bonus home games, right? The Dublin game's not going to be a true road game, and the London game, as you said a couple days ago, is going to be more of a Vikings fan base and a Browns fan base.
70%.
So that's going to feel like a Vikings home game as well.
It'll be 70% Vikings fans. And, Sauce, go ahead.
No, keep going. I'll add when you're done.
No, I just think that, you look at everything on paper and you got to remember there are a lot of teams looking at us too, like, man, the Vikings are going to be a tough game. Look at our schedule. We got this game, this team, and then we have to play the Vikings on the road at their place. Like, they're looking at us too. I mean, I know that it's really easy to look at our opponents, but let's not forget that the way that we added to our team, regardless of like what we think that we're going to get out of McCarthy in, week 1 or week 17 or whatever, we all think that he's going to be pretty special, but we feel like we fixed our offensive line. We feel like we have a lot more power and vertical threat on our defensive front. And we feel like we just kind of added pieces on our cornerback situation. Yeah. So on paper, we're a hell of a football team too.
Oh, yeah.
So yes, it is going to be a tough schedule, but I feel like we have the personnel to go toe to toe with these teams.
You think we're good on paper? Wait do you see us on the field?
Yeah, man.
Hey, check this out, guys. Viewers will be able to find regular season NFL games on 10 different channels and streaming services.
Wow.
CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox, NFL Network, ESPN, Netflix, YouTube, Prime, and Peacock. Wow. And again, our Christmas Day game will be on Netflix.
Figure out your subscriptions.
Yeah, I have all those.
So hang on, are we getting like a spectacular halftime show like Beyonce?
We better.
That's a
I think
great
it's a band
point.
called Rise.
Is it really?
Yep.
Young Gravy.
Man, half those guys.
Gross.
I mean, we should, right? Shouldn't both Netflix games have sizable halftime shows?
The guys from Rise.
What are we getting?
Yeah, of course. How dare you?
We got to get something.
Is there anybody from Minnesota even like
Owl City
big enough that would like get you excited?
Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Timothy Chalamet comes.
Yeah.
Ooh, Chalamet.
Zach
back my
definitely
phone.
will be there. Yeah. I got to run, guys. Love
right,
you.
Ben. Love
Have
you,
a great
Ben.
weekend.
Goodbye, Ben.
I will see you on Monday.
Yes, you will.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, buddy.
There he goes. All right, before we get into headlines, Parker,
Yes.
the Minnesota Frost
Let's go.
Yeah, now
had
we're
to
talking.
fight to get into the postseason, but they get in.
Oh, yeah.
Then I think it was Montreal. They had their choice of opponents. They
Yes.
didn't want any of this smoke.
Nope.
They didn't want the Frost. So they take Ottawa, right? And now Toronto gets stuck with the Frost. And what do? We dispatch the Scepters and your gal, Taylor Heise, the game winner to send the Frost to the finals.
Oh, man, it was so exciting. I was glued to the computers that they give us in the media section of the Timberwolves game. I honestly don't think I watched a minute of the first quarter of the Timberwolves game. I was just zoned into my laptop, and then actually Double B, Brett Blakemore snapped a picture of me from the other side of the court with just like my hands on my cheeks, just so nervous watching the game. Was sad I couldn't be there, but was absolutely dialed into the whole thing. It was just a back and forth. Like Toronto scored early, they responded. Then Toronto scored again, they responded. All the way into overtime. It was a 15-minute overtime, and Taylor put it away.
You are so cute.
Oh, thank you. She's going to the strong hand, and I'm learning a little bit about hockey. I don't know everything, so I don't want to call myself an expert. But just the way that goal was scored, Chris Long of KSTP put out a tweet, and he was kind of raving about the world-class snipe it was, and how she had to be patient and find the exact spot to shoot. So like I said, I'm not some sort of hockey maestro, but was just super proud of her and her team. And now, just like the Timberwolves, they get a little time to rest because Ottawa and Montreal are in an absolute battle. They went to 4 overtimes in game 2. So they played a hockey game, they played another hockey game, and then they played a 14-minute overtime all in one night. So I think...
Who are we cheering for? Did the Frost match up against one team better than the other?
Yeah, Hawk, who do we want to play, Ottawa or Montreal?
Women.
It will be women.
Okay, women, Pat.
It will be women.
Take a deep breath, Pat. Settle down, Dan.
Montreal.
We want Montreal.
Montreal is probably
sick of them.
Probably more talented. They have Team Canada's national team captain Marie-Philippe Poulin, super talented. So we'll see. But regardless, it's going to be awesome, and hopefully people come to the Xcel Energy Center and watch. It will be an awesome series, and it's a really fun sport. The girls fly around, and an awesome opportunity to win a second Walters Cup in its second year.
What happens?
Cool. My kiddo was rocking that shirt that you gave us.
Oh, I love it.
She it was essentially, you gave it to us. It's adult size, so she basically cut it like it was an 80s T-shirt and wore it to school.
I love it.
Perfect.
She's very, very proud of that shirt.
Yes.
She's pumped, man.
I got a great Frost hat. I'm going, where did
There you go. Taylor woke up and she's listening right now. So
well done, Taylor.
Well done, Taylor.
Yeah. Taylor, well done.
Yeah, man. You're
Go
one of
Tyler.
us. We love you. Make us look
Go
good.
Tyler.
Go Tyler, Taylor.
That's what I started calling her now. Just Tyler.
See, it's funny.
Tyler, do the dishes.
You got to quit reading Rosie's text.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Now it's time for
nuts?
Headlines.
Headlines brought to you by my friends at Wolf River Electric and wolfriverelectric.com. Go solar. Get solar panels put on. More sun, the more power.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much.
By the way,
are the best.
I asked Parker last night, and I'm like, so what's Taylor doing? She's partying, heading to... And Parker's just like, no, she's at home with like a burger and fries.
Yeah. She DoorDash Culver's. It was perfect.
Oh, my gosh. I love that.
Culver's Wales.
And I'm like, actually, that sounds way better than any party that could be.
Perfect accidental transition. A delivery driver allegedly worked with several other drivers to cheat DoorDash out of millions.
Was it Kurt Bills?
I don't know what his name was.
My God.
In a scheme involving, quote, phantom deliveries.
Kurt Bills?
That's a terrible name.
That's awesome. Bring down big business, man.
So I don't know how this worked, but phantom deliveries, and they got millions out of them, but now they got caught.
Yeah, you'll always get caught.
Yeah, well,
Kurt Bills?
I don't know who it is either.
Thief, sure. So yeah, millions
out of DoorDash, huh?
Kurt Bills was brilliant.
A team of students at Purdue University built a robot that can solve a Rubik's Cube, and it solved a Rubik's Cube in a record-breaking, how much time?
3 seconds.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that. Because I think maybe like 11 seconds.
4.5.
1.5.
You think a robot could solve a Rubik's Cube in 1.5 seconds?
Yes.
You're way off.
Half a second.
0.103.
Holy moly.
What?
1/10 of a second. Isn't that insane?
Is there a video of this?
I guess there is a video of it. I haven't seen it. It must be like,
Wow.
I can't even, I mean, that is.
How much time do they get to look at it, though? Or is it just like there's like a piece of paper over it and they take it off and they have to do it? Because I feel like
The robot's got to obviously, it must process what current position it's in, and then it obviously knows the exact
I mean, that makes sense, though, right?
pattern, and then it just done 1/10 of a second.
If you code it and you figure out exactly where the different colors are and you're able to create some sort of...
Isn't it true, and I don't know this, but isn't it like no matter what the Rubik's Cube is, there's like 9 moves to solve it?
Yeah, I think you're right.
No matter what it is.
Yeah, you only need to know like
You just have to know it, yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. That's why like these kids that are like super smart doing Rubik's Cubes, like regardless, they can do it in like 10 seconds. But yeah, robots are going to beat us on everything.
Topps has put together a trading card dedicated to Pope Leo.
Oh.
Duh, Pope.
Sauce, what would you rather have, a Pope Leo card or a Mark Jackson Menendez brothers card?
Ooh. Well, I think currently in my house, there's probably like 10 of them. The Mark Jackson card.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're going to get out, so that card's not going to be worth as much anymore.
Unless they go, what if they get back to murdering?
No, that might be fun.
They could.
Half!
Once a murder, always
I'd rather
a murder.
have the Menendez bit. Which one does Zach find attractive?
Both.
In real life or the TV show?
The TV show.
I think the answer is the same, but I'm not sure.
Zach?
It's either
The TV show?
Eric or Lyle.
Cooper.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Who plays?
I'm not going to do it.
The hot one.
He plays the hot one.
The hot one.
A grandfather in Texas is facing a felony charge after he rammed his car into another vehicle on purpose. Mm-hmm. After a driver tossed a burrito at his car.
Man, isn't that...
You don't waste a burrito.
Yeah, isn't that from
that's a
Anchorman?
waste. Probably is.
It's
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Throws it at Jack
exactly
Black.
is.
Yeah. Kicks his dog off.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, great film. Oh, yeah.
It's horrific.
Oh, Pat.
Somebody at a convenience store in New Jersey found a $100 bill on the counter.
Nice.
So you have a moral dilemma. What do you do?
Keep that.
You don't know whose it is. Do you give it to the gas station? Do you pocket it? He could have kept it. Nobody was claiming it, but this person told the cashier to hang on to it in case the person who lost it came back to ask for it. Right? Just in case.
Yeah.
A couple minutes later, that guy bought a lottery ticket and won $1 million.
Wow.
It also helps him pick up women.
So,
Pat.
well, yeah, money does that.
Thanks for calling in.
My God, Pat.
Reportedly, they told lottery officials, quote, if you take something that's not yours, you will never get your own.
Karma isn't real.
I guess he's saying karma is real. I'm with you. I don't believe karma to be real, but this is a bad example of the other way
I'm going to
being the
you.
case.
Whoa, Pat.
Pat.
Isn't that nuts?
Over a lottery ticket, Pat?
Yeah, Pat, take a deep breath.
I have the full story on this, but I think the headline's funnier. I'm just going to read the headline, and then if you guys want the details, you can look it up later. A guy pleasured himself in a display shed at Lowe's
I'm a little man.
Oh, Pat.
Nice. Rosie.
on Mother's Day.
Oh,
Like,
Good day to do it.
I was so high.
Well,
Probably was. In a shed?
like...
I
Like
think
out-
that's
like-
very, very
Like
good.
out in the garden
One of
area?
the ones in front of the store.
Oh, my God.
Do you think he went to the store first? It was just like, oh,
He's
there's a lot of good
horny.
hoses here.
He's horny.
my.
I wonder if it was pre or post shopping.
All right, I just said I wasn't going to give you the details, but I'm going to. Cops showed up. They searched the 4 or 5 sheds because somebody saw a guy naked in one of them. They eventually found him. He had an open tub of Vaseline next to him.
Here we go.
And he admitted to, quote, watching YouTube.
Come on.
YouTube.
YouTube?
Pat.
Oh, Mr. Beast.
Yeah. That's what he said, and then he watched
Sexy
the video.
chef. Or what's our buddy's name?
Oh,
Sorry.
Sexy chef.
Chef reactions.
That's it, right.
I guess sexy chef to you. Sexy chef.
Brilliant.
He's pretty good.
Speaking of that, is Chef Reactions coming back for the Western Conference Finals or
He's
what?
got to.
He
Come
better.
on,
Yeah.
man.
He was
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah, they won the game. He was at. Well, obviously they won the game. He was
He's
at.
all man.
They won the last 4.
He's all
He
man.
is, yeah.
Man, that's a level I can't relate to. The shed out front at Lowe's.
That sounds like a story somebody would tell us off air during a break.
Lowe's is classier than like Home Depot, right?
I'm not saying names. I'm just saying. It sounds like.
Gets spanked.
Oh,
Right, exactly, Pat.
Pat.
Yeah, you have to like rock paper scissors. All right, Eddie, you go to Home Depot. I'm going to Lowe's.
Yeah, correct.
In a recent survey, how many adults said they, quote, frequently cheated in high school on tests and papers? Frequently is the key word. What percentage of adults said they frequently cheated in high school?
68%.
Whoa.
Chad Abbott.
Whoa.
40.
I bet it's 30. It's a lot.
Well, how many of us cheated, quote, frequently? I didn't.
Me. I did,
Yeah,
for
me and
sure.
Sauce
I
did.
didn't do well.
I didn't, honestly.
I did not.
Oh, all the time.
I was so afraid of getting caught.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Mr.
did
Wald.
it once.
I had no shot because
Did you get caught?
I wasn't
I did.
listening.
So I got ratted out.
Oh, see, that's
come
the
on.
thing.
That's
Kyle.
the worst.
Thanks, Kyle. Way to
Or
go.
no, it was Alex.
Oh, I knew it.
Alex.
It wasn't Alex Hockey.
You got to bully the kid so he doesn't rat you out.
Oh, I did.
Good message.
Was it Kurt Bills?
No.
Damn it, Kurt.
Out of 10,000 adults that were asked in the survey, 59% claimed they had never cheated in high school.
Fires.
Oh.
28 said occasionally, but only 4% said frequently.
They're just lying.
Yeah.
I'm with them, though. I'm not even in the occasion. I'm with Zacho. I did it like once or twice.
All kids do is cheat anymore. Like you work
with
hard.
AI.
Yeah, you work hard to cheat. You don't work hard to actually study the material.
Because I didn't even think of that.
Good.
That didn't seem like cheating.
Yeah,
to me.
that's a good point.
Oh, that's a great point.
That's all kids do. It's just you figure out ways to, find loopholes and cheat the system versus actually learning the material. That's all it is anymore.
So you're telling me you learned nothing about Tibetan medicine?
Whoa. I'm not saying
relax.
me personally.
He's not saying in college. He said high school.
Yeah, I learned a lot about Tibetan medicine.
The statute of limitation. Have you technically got your diploma yet or not?
I've gotten a couple diplomas. Yeah, I got them. They're somewhere.
A couple.
Somewhere.
I used to cheat off this gal in this class that I had no business taking, so probably remedial math.
Was she a looker?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Woodhawk.
Is that why you cheated off of her?
100%.
You were trying to get out of the friend zone?
No.
Yes. But I didn't do the work, so I would find the answer, and then I would just write the answer down, and they'd be like, Paul, well, how did you get this? I'm like, I just did it in my head. You're brilliant.
Yeah.
I got room up here. Look.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Fit a whole calculator in there.
Chemistry class in 10th grade.
My
What
gosh.
a loser I was.
I can totally see Sauce being
Look at
like,
you now.
it's sodium chloride. How did you know that?
Yeah, correct.
Just pointing at the old noggin going,
AI upstairs.
I don't need to explain my process.
I can fit Allen Iverson in my head.
Yeah, correct. Brilliant. Yeah.
Parker, you're an American treasure.
You are,
say
buddy.
congrats to
Love you guys.
Taylor for us. That's
Will do.
fantastic. Good luck to the Frost in the finals. Power trip back tomorrow, 5:30 to 9. Initials at 8:15. Alicia Lewis of Care 11's going to roll in. $91,000 up for grabs tomorrow with the St. Paul Federal Credit Union initials.
You gonna be sad if it
jackpot.
hits tomorrow?
I will be sad. I don't want it to go off when I'm not here. Zach's going to guest host. I think Zach would hate it more than me because Zach would get
We'd all
accused of
freak out.
rigging it.
Yeah.
I think
Zach does not want it to go off. I promise you that.
Didn't the guy get one the last time you
He
hosted?
got one letter.
He got
My
one.
hand was shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Zach and I hope it does not go off tomorrow, but technically it's up for grabs, $91K. 9 to noon is next. See you tomorrow, 5:30 to 9.
Everybody have a wonderful day.
You too, Abadab. I'm so proud of you. I love you, baby.